Jeff Bezos, or Elon Musk, of all the rich fathers, who's the biggest over the root of 7 rounds? We can find this out. With inside the first spherical, we can examine their automobiles. Houses could be the second spherical. Personal planes are the zero point 0.3 spherical yachts, are the fourth spherical. The fifth spherical is the hidden bonus spherical. Their companies are in spherical 6, and unmarried biggest purchase is the remaining spherical collectively. With this little trophy, we can, in my opinion, supply this word to Elon or Jeff to congratulate them on prevailing the wealth ball video games. Let's begin with Elon. Then he nearly dies from his insane automobile series. He spent a million greenback on a McLaren F1 after making his first earnings via way of means of by selling PayPal, but he concluded he desired a new car and extra thrill after he nearly perished in that incident. So he additionally spent 1 million greenbacks for a car that might be transformed into a submarine. Despite the fact that Elon has some extra vehicles, his series is valued at approximately 3 million. However, due to a restrained edition Lamborghini created for the company's 50th anniversary, Jeff possesses a car. This is 10 instances extra treasured. This piece of steel referred to as the Lamborghini Veneno Roadster fee, $10 million. Jeff wins spherical one without a doubt. However, we've mansions subsequent, and as we started with Elon remaining spherical, we are going to begin with Jeff. This spherical, a few of his houses are instantly out of a horror movie, including his DC residence, which became a museum earlier than he bought it, in order to preserve the web page. In the main deserted, he absolutely erased all of that records. It now has a cinema theater, a whiskey tasting region, elevators, a ballroom, 11 bedrooms, and 25 toilets, in vicinity of the historic artifacts, which fee him an overall of $36 million. However, he is a ways extra in love with Miami than DC. He literally made his neighbor homeless due to the fact he cherished his Miami residence a lot, due to the fact he evicted his neighbor next door and paid $79 million to the financial institution to buy this waterfront assets, which has 7 bedrooms, 14 toilets, a complete sauna, and a gigantic pizza oven constructed into the wall, even toilets a complete sauna, and a gigantic pizza oven constructed into the wall, even though his subsequent residence is really worth 80 million, it is in rental in preference to a palace. He bought a 4-story penthouse in New York City. It has a glass hearth, a library, and the typical marble floors, but it is one in every of the few systems that gives a great attitude of the Empire State. But the perspectives from his cutting-edge property in Hawaii are a few of the maximum weird live ever visible, such as an entire lava field from a volcanic explosion that occurred 1,000 years in the past. In addition to a personal seashore, it cannot get a great deal higher here. There are absolutely 3 mansions on this land. Now no longer simply one for this reason, his expenditure of 78 million makes feel. In reality, he holds the report for the maximum expensive residence ever bought in California. This man spent $165 million sincerely to buy the web page and demolish the present mansion. However, it is nevertheless below creation. In Beverly Hills, his complete series of homes is really well worth at least $500 million because of the reality that there are but undiscovered features. It really is tough to overcome. Now Elon's acquisition of an entire community, complete of homes in Billionaire, one of the maximum special neighborhoods in the sector, is one in every of his greatest. But like each different person, he first simply bought one domestic, except it became really well worth $17 million. This domestic has a tennis court, a spa, a fitness center, and 7 bedrooms. This vicinity even has a movie theater of its personal. He selected to buy 6 extra on the grounds that he became so thrilled with the status quo. Moreover, the one's mansions are all basically the same. All of them have ridiculous centers and are very lovely. Moreover, every of them has a fitness center in their personal. The man is nevertheless walrus constructed. But after ally, the one's gyms I'm going to put on you, using a maneuver referred to as the walrus, you are additionally not able to break out, for the reason that he is really well worth. Cruising round in a Gulf Stream, G550, he consequently took of them for 62 million a bit, but the G650, a greater latest version, changed into launched quickly, after there's actually simply one additional seat. But I assume Elon does not care, approximately stealing personal plane he spent 75 million on it. Elon simply spent an additional 75 million at the G700. The most recent Gulfstream, the G700 ability to basically fly prevent to any region is its maximum outrageous feature. Different personal planes have been not able to healthy it moreover for common people. It is the fastest aircraft with inside the global. Evidently we are not discussing any of it the whole lot. The authorities is ridiculous that being stated Elon's entire series is worth $300 million. Moreover, Jeff has a similarly loopy series, so do not sleep on him. He bought a Falcon 900X while he first have become a millionaire, but he nevertheless found it to be dull at a fee of $13 million. He gold-plated the toilets and set up a king-sized mattress. He changed into slightly really well worth a pair build-ups at that factor. He needed to promote the peasant jet and get a nicer one in 2015 after accomplishing stage 7 billion. The Gulfstream G650ER is basically a flying mansion. That is why he selected it. Elon additionally owns the equal one, like in Grand Theft Auto 6. The bro went all out with the adjustments. It fee him 75 million. Due to this, he wasn't content material with simply one, but as a consequence we obtained the equal one. As soon as again I assume he desired to be on par with Elon after, because he had of the equal personal planes. Like Elon, he too paid 80 million for the brand new G700, while it changed into launched. But its simplest brings Jeff's series' general fee down to 253 million, under Elon's 300 million series. They could earn factors as Elon Co. is the primary up on this personal jet spherical. Okay. But due to the fact we started out with Elon at the remaining spherical, we will begin with Jeff. Now that we have boats, for the reason that this yacht is amongst the priciest personal vessels with inside the global. I haven't any doubt that he appreciates it even greater than the plane. Moreover, it is now no longer simply any yacht. It is a sailboat, which means it may circulate without an engine that is pretty super, for the reason that it is greater than 400 toes tall. In addition to being the global's biggest sailboat, this yacht has different extraordinary features. Apparently Bezos' spouse is in a position to fly his own $10 million helicopter, but it additionally has a nightclub, a submarine, a storage for his supercars, and jacuzzi tea desire. The sub does not blow up. One individual can also additionally function the entire boat, which provides to its strong point. A complete group is required for maximum boats. Bezos spent $500 million to buy this odd yacht, and it costs $25 million a year to keep weave Elon's boat. But moreover, it does not exist. Sure he does now, no longer similar to the sea. In case you failed to realize he is greater of an area. Individual. Jeff appears to win this one, so the score is 3-1. Jeff may want to, in reality, deliver this domestic rattling. It the mysterious bonus spherical got here subsequent. But that is the amount of cash they spend on their ex-partners. In this spherical, the person that spent the maximum cash on their ex-partners loses in assessment to the preceding spherical, while the winner changed into the only, with the maximum cash and super gadgets. You're privy to the scenario. We are again to Elon, after beginning with Jeff remaining spherical, compared to Jeff Bezos, who simplest had 1 divorce. Elon has 3. Justine Wilson changed into his first spouse. She changed into additionally very astute, approximately their divorce. Elon first intended to name her 80 million nowadays Justine, but hoped something better. Elon's corporation inventory, ultimately she obtained 10% of SpaceX. It's far absurd, due to the fact SpaceX is now worth 210 billion, and it's going to maximum, probably simply growth. The cutting-edge fee of such shares is 21 billion, a good deal greater than what changed into given to her astute woman. In addition, she obtained a Tesla Roadster, $6,000 in coins, and $20,000 a month for the relaxation of her existence. That is certainly loopy, but it changed into yet again paying her 16 million. This time, Elon invested around $22 billion in overall maximum of it, became because of the shares he needed to switch. However, then we had good vintage Jeff, due to the fact Jeff became observed cheating on his mistress via way of means of his spouse in 2019. He became doing all of this without signing a prenuptial settlement for a few stupid cause. And while she leaves your ass, she is going to take one half of, as Kanye said, considering that his ex-spouse married him while his wealth became at its lowest and divorced him at its maximum. She ended up with an overall of 38 billion due, making her the best funding of all time. The rating is 3-2, and Jeff loses the spherical, considering that he paid the maximum out of all in their ex-partners, considering that we've their companies arising. Subsequent, perhaps Elon can revive this. Jeff first, it is pretty terrific that the fellow started out Amazon in his garage. Amazon has raised the same old for the ones shipping hassle-free returns and absurdly promoting something after he became captain, a position to enlarge to over 2 trillion unfastened 2-day reasonably priced prices. It is very outstanding, even extra absurd, is how a whole lot cash. It generates purchases, notwithstanding being the second. As an instance, it produces $16 billion per day and makes up approximately 40% of all online largest Walmart best bills for 6% of online income. He based Blue Foundation and built his personal rocket to launch into area after Amazon on the moment. Blue Foundation is worth over 40 billion. But Elon is really being somewhat imitated. There we are going to input Zip2 became Elon's first commercial enterprise. We best point out that organization. Nobody is aware of what it accomplished. He made $22 million after promoting it for $300 million. He became just 27 years old at the time, so it became a minor matter. Baseless based Amazon on the age of 30, but Elon based X.com, which is basically PayPal. A year later, while he became 28 years vintage, he made $165 million, while he offered it 2 years later for $1.5 billion, all before the age of 30, is reasonably insane. Then a while later, he concurrently released SpaceX and Tesla. The cutting-edge values of SpaceX and Tesla are 200 billion and 800 billion respectively, a whole lot above the ones of Bezos' Blue Foundation, but considering that it's far valued at 2 trillion. Amazon is theoretically really well worth extra, but there's a trap that is closely associated with making an investment. In part, Elon is the wealthiest guy with inside the world, considering that he owns extra than 20% of Tesla, while Bezos best owns 9% of Amazon. I consider we ought to award this spherical to Elon, considering that he owns $270 billion really well worth of his companies, while Jeff Best owns $200 billion. Similarly to creating his area organization worthwhile, Tesla is doing extra good for the globe than Amazon. Oh no, the rating is deadlocked at 3, and starting with Elon, we made the unmarried biggest buy in spherical 7. The last spherical, he paid $44 billion to acquire Twitter, as is reasonably well known. That's without a doubt loopy. Now this is the biggest buy every person has ever made with inside the opinion of an unmarried man or woman. He bought it the use of a mixture of loans, funding monies, and private finances. Anyways, he's the proprietor. The Washington Post, which Jeff paid million for, became his biggest acquisition. Jeff bought the vintage information supply, while Elon bought the contemporary one. Unusual. Huh. But it is clean that Elon Musk has already received spherical 7 and is now the biggest billionaire father in records. Your trophy and certificates of victory from the Wealth Vault video games are on their way.